Well, if you didn't already think that Trump ran the party from start to finish, this last week's got to make it obvious. Because, I mean, you can't make it any clearer of a racial thing than fucking Trump did, where he's like, yeah, if you don't like it, get out and go back to where you came from. Like, oh. That's amazing. That is amazing. That's okay. He says that. And then you're like, all right, if you got any kind of real balls at all, if you're not, as the conservatives love to call people on the left and others who don't follow their ideology, they love to call them cucks or cuckolds. Well, that just perfectly describes Kevin McCarthy and every other piece of shit Republican out there that isn't actually like at least saying, dude, yeah, that's it's a bit overboard. I mean, he went over the edge on that one. I can't back him up on go back to where he came from. Considering, especially 3 out of the 4 are fucking American-born citizens or born here in the United States, which is the ultimate, like, at the very least, he's a goddamn idiot. You got to at least, like, differentiate yourself from him in the fact that, hey, I'm not a sub-80 IQ moron like the president is. I know, well, that would make zero sense to most of the people he's calling out. And, because most of the people are U.S. citizens, born here. And even the one that isn't born here, U.S. citizen. Well, what kind of fucking go back to where you came from? God. So then, of course, their newest thing, I mean, because these pussies can't argue on any real merits whatsoever, they're going to go and make shit up. They're going to twist the words around, say it was something else, and then argue that point as if that was really what the case was. So it's clear as day. It says, go back to where he came from on the tweet. So some people will say, well, but he didn't mention any names during the tweets, and the other people outed themselves with it. Does that fucking matter? You know who he's talking about. Stop being an idiot. Fucking dumb people. And then the next thing that they do, now this is the new, like, the argument they seem to have found the next day, realizing, well, shit, we're still not going to risk getting primaried. We're that big of a pussy that, we're not going to stand up to this guy at all. So we got to come up with a real genuine excuse as to why we still can support him even after he said this blatantly fucked up thing. So they're like, no, well, what he really meant to say was, I know, they jump into his mind all of a sudden like there's personal fucking psychiatrist. And they're like, no, what he really meant to say was, if you don't like it, you can leave it. Love it or leave it, kind of, and you're like, that's not what the fuck he said. I know that's what's been, over these next few days, that's what's come out. And that's what they're trying to, like, make you act like that they said, no, forget the fact that it's in writing forever. Then he said, go back to where you came from. They're like, no, he really means you're criticizing the country, and if you don't like it, you can leave it. No. So never mind. And I mean, the argument that people are making, which is a good one, what do you think Trump's whole thing is? Like, his whole thing from the beginning of running for president was criticizing this country. By the way, something that is an American thing to do. You have all the right in the world to say what you want about this country. It's called the First Amendment, you fucking idiots. But all right. So this very thing that they're saying all these other people can't do all of a sudden, if they do, they need to get the fuck out of the country. Okay. What do you think Make America Great Again means? That means at one point he must assume or say, well, hey, this country sucked shit before. That's why I'm going to get elected and make it better. That's criticized. So right then and there, we should have told him to get his ass back to fucking Scotland or Germany or whatever fucking place his ancestors came from. But of course, we're not fucking stupid assholes like people on the right that are like, they don't like it, go back to where it came from. All right, shitbirds. So once again, you prove you have zero fucking leg to stand on. You love to talk about hypocrisy as if it's some big fucking ultimate thing that you really care about when you do it on a regular basis. You support the most hypocritical pieces of shit in the political realm. And another thing is you're a bunch of big pussies, especially if you elect people like Kevin McCarthy, which are supposed to be leaders, in the House of Representatives, and all they do is just firmly plant their lips on Donald Trump's ass. Just fuck them. All right, good. That's the people you fucking elect. Good riddance to you. When progressives actually take power, or people who work for the working class take power this time around, dude, literally, go fuck yourself. And I swear to God, but I hope Bernie Sanders, I hope he's learned his lesson. He observed what dummy Obama did, trying to appeal to these assholes and got nowhere. Hope he understands that was a losing fucking plan and strategy altogether. But again, if anybody else gets elected, just go fuck yourself. If you're going to start talking to these idiots like they mean anything, like we need to address any of their fucking policy issues, they don't even know what policy is. They have no idea. They just want somebody to fucking lead them like Trump's doing, strongman style, with no plan whatsoever. Just talk out of his ass, and then hope everything works out. So I'm not trying to even hear another word they ever have to say.